Laura Bannon joining us now with this weather alert. I know you're tracking the timing for us, especially.
Absolutely, yes, because things have changed. These thunderstorms fired up a little bit earlier than we anticipated, and a couple of warnings already issued, but likely going to be a messy day as expected. So here's the way things stand right now. We already have a watch in effect. So what this means is that the conditions that we have out there, if you've been out there, you can feel just how uncomfortable it is. But we are really in a ripe environment as thunderstorms develop and move into this area across parts of really much of Illinois, likely will turn severe quickly with large hail to the size of quarters and also damaging winds of 60, 70 miles per hour. And in some cases in excess of that. So when you've got winds that powerful, that'll likely cause some damage with downed trees, power lines of potential as we watch these thunderstorms move into our area. So those are going to be the main threats. Out of all this, I really am not seeing much in the way of tornadoes, but there is a little bit of a spin in the atmosphere. We could be looking at a brief isolated tornado threat. But as we move ahead in time and looking at the timeline as far as when we'll see these thunderstorms, we already have a little bit of action off toward our west and farther off toward the north. But I do anticipate us to be really in the heart of everything in the coming hours after 3 o'clock, taking us into this evening as these thunderstorms eventually push farther off toward the south and east. So we've got a big swath of rain, some embedded thunderstorms, and actually quite a bit of thunderstorm activity and the high wind risk, which will linger into the nighttime hours. But as we get past sunset tonight, I do anticipate a much calmer setup with some lingering showers, but drying skies and a nice clear out will be taking shape as we head through the nighttime hours. So here's a look at the radar and these thunderstorms that really exploded quickly out toward the Rockford area, not so much in around Chicago, but we did have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings that were in effect for Ogle, Winnebago counties. Those expired about 7 minutes ago. So the way things stand right now, not seeing anything that's popping out too much in terms of that hail and wind risk, but we do have some rough weather out toward the west approaching now into the DeKalb area. So definitely want to be on alert that you've got some rough weather moving back into your area after a rather nasty day yesterday. And expect numerous thunderstorms across much of Chicago as these lines of thunderstorms move into our area to kind of hold together, and that really keeps that high wind and that heavy rain and that hail threat going for the next couple of hours into this evening. Live look outside, it's looking pretty good. It's also feeling really hot. Temperatures middle upper 80s when you factor in the humidity. Feels like temperatures in the 90s already. O'Hare, it feels like it's 90 degrees, 92 out toward Midway. Waukegan feels like it's 86, but you've got an air temperature of 81. So the humidity backs off as we head into tomorrow, but in the meantime, it's going to be a hot one. 89 degrees for the high. That's if we don't see these thunderstorms get into our area sooner than we anticipate, but then we'll see those feels like temperatures in the mid 90s. Tonight, thunderstorms will come to an end, clearing skies, the low 66. So today is really going to be the worst of it for the entire week. Weather alert in effect all day long. We've got beautiful sunshine, cooler temperatures through the end of the week, highs in the 70s and 80s, and this weekend looks fantastic. 86 on Saturday, 83 on Sunday.